Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back if you're new. My name is Priscilla. Welcome to my next location. So I am, for the people who are new, for those who are new to the channel, I am a new Seattle-based flight attendant working with a major US airline company. And on this channel, I share my experience as a new flight attendant, also sharing my travel escapades, if you want to put it that way. But in today's video, I will be sharing my schedule for September. Yes, I've been doing it every single month, and for September is not, spoiler alert, September is not looking too good right now. Okay, September is looking really lost right now, but it is what it is. This is just a great way for you people to see, or you aspiring flight attendants to see, that it's not always rosy. Your schedule is not always going to be the way you want it. You might not be able to move things around like you want to. But at the end of the day, nothing in this job is permanent. Everything is subject to change. September might be bad, but October might be good. Like my August, for example, was amazing. I was able to move things around based on what I received, and it was perfect. So October being the way it is, September being the way it is, I'm not really perturbed. I'm just still trying to figure out how best I can work it. But for today's video, or for this month's reaction, you all are actually going to see exactly what I got. So if I'm looking on this side, it's because that's where I have my calendar. I will potentially put an image of the calendar on the screen so we can all follow what I'm talking about today. So September being the way it is, the video shouldn't be that long. The video won't be that long because it's pretty straight to the point. It's very simple, and yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so in today's schedule reaction video, I will talk about, first of all, what I bid for, secondly, what I received, and then thirdly, I will show you all the value of the trips that I have on my schedule for this month. And fourth thing that I will talk about would be the monetary value of those trips. Remember, the monetary value of those trips do not include boarding pay. It's just my time away from base, which is on being on my layover pay, and then also my flight pay, or my hourly pay. So the monetary value of these trips do not include my boarding pay. Also, the monetary value of my reserve days does not include me being assigned any trip. It's just a guaranteed pay for that period. So now that I have explained what the agenda for today will be, let's slide right into the video. So what did I bid for? Per usual, I bid for high time 3-day trip. I don't want anything below 20 hours. This time around, I was a bit aggressive. Usually my minimum for the 3-day trips was 18, but this time around I was a bit aggressive. I believe I did nothing below 19 or 20, one of those. So I wanted 3-day trips that were above, I think, 19 or 20. That's what I was hoping for. And then I also requested for high time 2-day trips as well. That being said, I was a bit aggressive with that as well. Initially, the minimum I was looking for my 2-day trips was 13 hours. However, I went a bit aggressive for September, and I increased my minimum to, I believe, 14 or 15. I think it was 14, yes. I moved it up a bit. And as usual, I always bid for avoid domestic trips, don't assign me domestic trips. It's just something I put in there. The reasoning behind it is because at my base, our international trips like Amsterdam, London, Paris, Asia are all worth over 20 hours. So when I say avoid domestic rotations or domestic trips, the whole intent of that bid is not necessarily for me to get international trips, but because our international trips are worth 20 hours or more, it kind of is in a way, but the goal with that bid is specifically for high time trips. Honestly, as long as my trips are high time trips, I don't care where it's going, okay? I don't care. I'm not crazy about layovers, at least not yet. At least not yet, I'm not. So that was the whole idea behind that as well. And then I also bid for my work days to be between Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In the previous months, I had bid for my work days being Thursday to Sunday, but for September, I reduced it and requested that I be scheduled between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, leaving me with 4 days off, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So what did I get? Did I receive what I bid for? So starting off, I did get assigned two 3-day trips trips. And then I did, oh, before I move on to whether I received what I bid for or not, let me first say that for the month of September, I am due for CQ. It is continuous qualification, requalification, recertification, however you want to refer to it. That is what I'm doing this month. I'm scheduled to do that this month. Like everything else, I bid for when I wanted to attend in that month, and I did get one of the options. I think I had my first, second, and third choice, and I got one of my choices. I really don't care whether it was the first, second, or third choice. It's not important. It's at the end of the day, I wish I did not have to go for CQ. That's my only thing. But yes, September is a month that I have to go for my requalification. Essentially, when you go through training and you get certified to become a flight attendant, for my airline, after 6 months, you have to go again for not necessarily recertification. They call it continuous qualification. That's what it is. We require certification to do what we do on the aircraft. Not the cookies and not the soda and the beverages and the pretzel or whatever it is that we're serving. It's for arming our doors, safety, evacuation drills, knowing that we're up to date with those training. That's what the CQ is for, or the continuous qualification is for. However, after this one, it would then switch to every 18 months. So essentially what I'm saying is that for flight attendants, once you go through your training and everything and get certified to become a flight attendant, you have to go for recertification every 18 months. However, with my airline, when you are thrown on the line after training, prior to hitting 6 months of probation or completing your 6 months of probation, you do have to go for CQ again. And then from then on, it becomes 18 months for you. So for me, honestly, I have been flying for 4 months now, guys. September will be my 5th month of being on the line. It feels like just yesterday. Oh my gosh. So yes, my CQ is scheduled for September, and then October will be the end of my probation, which will be 6 months of me flying. And I'll definitely do a video about that just to share my experience, how I feel, and how much I have earned during that period. Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? But I digress, okay? I digress. I mentioned the CQ because you're all going to see on my schedule that it's actually messing up my month, and I think that's one of the reasons why my month is a bit September is a bit complicated right now because of CQ, and it is what it is, but it's just one time, and then after that it's going to be every 18 months, so we're just going to suffer through it, okay? So back to the schedule. What did I get? Did I get what I bid for? So overall, I would say 90% of what I requested for I got, honestly, except for CQ messing up my second and third week of September, forcing the system to schedule me between Thursday to Sunday. Everything else is good. Yeah, everything else is good. All right, so let's get into it. So my reserve days, this time around, I did not get the 6-day block. I got the 2 separate 3-day blocks. And honestly, I don't really care how I get my reserve days. As long as it's during the days that I do want to work, everything is fine for me. So yes, I did get I got a 3-day block, which was between September 1st to September 3rd. And mind you, September 4th is Labor Day. It's a holiday. I did not get scheduled for it. So yay, I don't really care working on holidays because you get holiday pay. Plus, I don't like going out on holidays anyway. Everywhere's too crowded, too much chaos. So I guess for a new flight attendant, it's a good day. But yes, my 8 days are between September 1st to September 3rd. And then on that, I get 3 days off, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then from the 7th to the 9th, I have a 3-day trip scheduled as well. Initially, when I received my schedule, between the 10th of September to the 11th of September, I had a leanover scheduled there, but as you can see, I swapped it out for an actual 1 day, which is on the 10th, because I had a leanover. So essentially, it would have started late at night on September 10th, and I would have returned early in the morning of September 11th. But I did not want 2 days or half day being taken like that. So I decided to just swap out of that for a full 1 day, which is on the 10th. And then I get 3 days off again, and then I have my new hire meeting on the 14th. Typically, if it wasn't for my CQ trip or requalification scheduled between the 17th and the 18th, I would have potentially, or the system would have potentially scheduled me another trip between the 15th, 16th, and the 17th. But because of CQ, that weekend has been taken. At the end of the day, our new hire meetings and our CQ schedule for the month are treated like trips. So the same rule apply, the 12-day rest minimum, blah, 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 everything applies. So it's essentially like a trip, honestly, if you ask me. So that messed up part of my second week of September and the third week of September as well. But then, that being said, we move on. I get 3 days off after my CQ, and then I start another set of 8 days, which is between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I get 4 days off, and then I have, once again, my 29th to the 1st of October, I have a 3-day trip. So like I said, beyond the layover that I received, everything else is per schedule. I feel like the system or PBS tried as much as possible to give me what I requested for this month, honestly, if you ask me, because everything else is on par, honestly. Aside from that 3-day trip that bled into Thursday, everything else is good, and that's simply because of CQ. So if it wasn't for CQ, I honestly would have been able to hold my 4 days off. So CQ, new hire meeting, those I hate those. It messes with your schedule, it interferes with the schedule. So that's what I got, guys. I got these trips, and let's see if I got the credits. The credits of these trips were also pretty good. Like I said, I was aiming for 19 being my minimum, but this time around I got 18 and 19. And with the layover that I received, it was obviously worth just about 7 hours, about the same as this 1-day trip that I chose. So it is what it is. It's not really that bad. I'm not quite excited about this schedule for September, but I'm thinking of picking up a few things here and there, but I might not. I might just leave it as it is and just wait to see what I can get and do in October. But it's still up in the air. Anything can happen. I might pick up like some high turns here and there from our swap board, because we do have pretty good turns. We have turns that are worth 10 hours or sometimes close to 11 hours. So if I'm able to pick up turns that are between 10 hours, 9 hours, or even 8 hours, that should boost my schedule up a bit. But I still want to hold the 3 days off like I did in the month of August. Either way, it depends. CQ is just messing things up right now, so it is what it is. But moving on to the credit value. So as usual, our 8 days are worth 4.4 hours per day. That brings me to about 14.25 hours. So between the 1st and the 3rd and the 22nd to the 24th, I have about 14.25 hours for those 3 days. So between the 1st and the 3rd, it's worth 14 hours and 25 minutes. And the 3-day trip that I have between the 7th and the 9th is worth 19 hours and 50 minutes. So that's close to 20 hours right there. And then the turn that I have on the 10th is worth 7 hours and 14 minutes, which is close to about 8 hours over there. And then for CQ, although it's almost the whole day, you're only paid guaranteed like your 8 days, which is worth 4 hours and 45 minutes. And then once again, my 8 days between the 22nd to the 23rd is worth 14 hours and 25 minutes. And the 3-day trip that I have between the 29th to the 1st of October is worth 18 hours and 16 minutes. I do plan on swapping out of that trip, but I currently can't find anything right now. But honestly, I'm too exhausted to try and do anything with my schedule in September. Like, the whole CQ, the whole recertification thing is just messing with the vibe right now. So I might just leave it as it is, or I might just swap that 3-day trip for 3 turns, 3 high time turns if I find them. So it is what it is. That's where we're sitting at right now. All right, so moving on, what is the monetary value of these trips? So for 8 days, the first 3 set of 8 days that I have is worth $481.80. And the 3-day trip that I have that's worth almost 20 hours, the 19 hours and 50 minutes, is worth $857.29. And the turn that I have on the 10th of September is worth $276.77. And my new hire meeting, we get paid for that. I'm getting paid $230 for that as well. And then for my CQ, the 17th is when I travel to the destination where I have my requalification scheduled for, and we get a meal expense of $15 for that. And actually going for the recertification, I get $295.60 for that. And then I move on to my 8 days again, which is the 3-day block, which is, or my reserve 3-day reserve block is worth $481.80. And the last 3-day trip that I have scheduled between the 29th of September to October 1st is worth $300. It's worth more than that. So because part of this trip is going to bleed into the next pay period, for the pay period of September, I'm only getting $391.64. The remainder amount, which is $225, I believe, will be paid in my next pay period. That's why it's looking that the 3-day is worth $391.64. That's not it. It's worth more than that, but part of it will be paid into the next pay period. So that's it. The total monetary value for this schedule minus boarding pay. Remember, all the trips that I have assigned, the monetary value that I did mention right now do not include boarding pay, any delays, any reroute pay or compensation that I get. It doesn't include all those things. So remember that. And then also the 8 days or the reserve day monetary values do not include me getting assigned a trip. If I get assigned trips that are worth more than the 14 hours that those days are worth, then potentially my pay would go up. So for the reserve 3-day block, for example, that I have between September 1st to September 3rd, right? Right now, that period is worth 14 hours and 25 minutes. If I get assigned a 3-day trip that's worth 20 hours, obviously my pay for that period will be more than that. So keep that in mind. So the monetary value at face value, based on what I have on my schedule right now, minus any additional pay, is worth $3,029.90. Remember, as I've always said, my pay or the money that I talk about with regards to this job on this channel, it's before taxes, I mean, yes. So all the money that I talk about on my channel right now are before taxes and deductions, because everyone is different. You might sign up for health benefits. I might not sign up for health benefits. You might sign up for 401k. I might not. So that's why I don't talk about pay after deductions, because it will be different for everybody. So that's it, guys. That's it for this month. September is not looking too flashy, but it is what it is. I'm a new flight attendant. I'm very junior, so I don't expect the world. I don't expect the best case scenarios right now, but that's it for this month. If you have any questions, drop in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. See you in my next one. Bye bye.